Let me tell you something real quick. I know some of y'all sitting there thinking, man, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no big time connections. How am I supposed to make it? Your mindset is more powerful than your bank account. People often make the mistake of thinking success starts with money, but that's never been the case. The world is full of examples of people who came from absolutely nothing and built empires, not because they had cash, but because they had the right mindset. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your attitude towards challenges. That's where success really begins. If you look at your situation and say to yourself, I can't make it because I'm broke, then guess what? You're right. But if you look at your situation and say, I may not have the money now, but I've got drive, I've got vision, I've got belief in myself, then you've already taken the first step toward winning. Money can run out, people can leave you, circumstances can change. But when your mindset is locked in, when you're focused, when you refuse to accept failure as an option, that's when real change happens. Having a positive, determined, and hungry mindset gives you an advantage that money can't buy. It keeps you going when life gets hard. It helps you see opportunities where others see problems. It makes you resourceful, creative, and bold enough to take risks that most people avoid. It's the reason why some folks with all the money in the world still fail, while others with nothing but determination rise up and succeed. Your bank account might be sitting on zero today, but your mind can be rich with ideas, courage, and vision. When you feed your mind with positive beliefs, surround yourself with people who uplift you, and stay committed to your goals, you've already set yourself on a path that no amount of money could have bought you in the first place. Hard work and belief will attract opportunities. Most people sit around waiting for some magical door to open, thinking maybe one day someone will notice them, give them a chance, hand them success on a silver platter. But life doesn't work like that. Life rewards those who hustle, those who show up every single day, even when they're tired, broke, or feel invisible. It's not always about being the smartest, the most talented, or the most connected. It's about being relentless. It's about showing up when nobody's clapping for you. It's about believing so strongly in what you can become that you refuse to quit no matter how hard it gets. Opportunities are drawn to energy. They're drawn to action. When you work hard and believe in yourself, people notice. The right doors open, the right conversations happen, the right people show up at the right time. But that only happens if you've been grinding long before anyone was watching. Hard work is a magnet for success. It builds discipline. It builds character. It builds a reputation that money or connections alone can't buy. When people see you committed, consistent, and focused, they naturally want to be a part of what you're building. Your belief fuels your confidence. Your work ethic backs it up. Together, they create a force that attracts new possibilities into your life. You don't need to beg for chances when your work speaks for itself. You don't need to chase people down when your belief and effort make them want to come to you. Success isn't something that sneaks up on the lazy or the doubtful. It shows up for those who earn it through hard work, faith, and an unstoppable mindset. Lack of resources is not a limitation, it's motivation. Most people look at what they don't have and use it as an excuse to stay where they are. They say, I can't start because I don't have the money. I can't build because I don't know the right people. I can't grow because my circumstances aren't perfect. But that thinking is exactly what keeps people stuck. The truth is, when you don't have resources handed to you, you develop something even more valuable: resourcefulness. You learn to figure things out. You learn to hustle harder, to be creative, to solve problems instead of sitting around complaining about them. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't start with advantages. They started with hunger. They started with a fire inside that said, no matter what I don't have, I'm going to find a way to get where I want to be. When you lack resources, you develop resilience. You learn to stretch every dollar. You learn to turn small opportunities into bigger ones. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating your own. Struggles build strength. Setbacks sharpen your skills. Limitations force you to get innovative. They push you to work twice as hard, to be twice as sharp, to want it twice as bad. It's easy to succeed when everything is laid out for you, but real success is built in the trenches when nothing is handed to you and every step forward feels like a fight. The people who come from nothing, the ones with no money, no connections, no special treatment, they understand this better than anyone. They know that having less doesn't mean being less. It means you've got to dig deeper, push harder, and let your situation fuel your ambition. The most dangerous person is the one with nothing to lose but everything to prove. When life has stripped you of the comforts, the safety nets, the backup plans, you become a different kind of person. You stop playing it safe. You stop worrying about other people's opinions. You stop living small because you realize small thinking never changed anything. When you've got nothing to lose, you stop holding back. You get bold. You get relentless. You wake up with a fire that people who live comfortable lives can't even understand. That fire makes you dangerous in the best possible way because you're willing to take the risks others avoid. You're willing to face rejection, failure, criticism, and disappointment head on because you know staying stuck where you are is worse than any of those things. Having nothing to lose strips away the fear. It makes you hungry. It makes you focused. It forces you to bet on yourself because there's no backup plan, no shortcut, no easy way out. You become the person who shows up early, stays late, learns faster, works harder, and refuses to settle. People underestimate those with nothing to lose, but they forget that hunger breeds determination. Rock bottom is not the end, it's the foundation. It's the place where dreams either die or are born with so much passion, so much resilience that nothing can stop them. The world often looks at the underdog like they don't stand a chance, but what they don't see is the heart, the grit, the relentless drive that comes from having everything to prove. You no longer care about the odds stacked against you. You only care about pushing forward, proving to yourself and the world that your current situation does not define your future.